Chapter 6 of the Song Celestial, or Bhagavad Gita, translated by Sir Arnold. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Jothi. Chapter 6. Krishna said, Therefore, who doeth work rightful to do, not seeking gain from work, that man, O Prince, is Sannyasi and Yogi both in one. And he is neither who lights not the flame of sacrifice, nor setteth hand to task. Regard as true renouncer him that makes worship by work. For who renounceth not, works not as yogin. So is that well said. By works the votary doth rise to faith, and saintship is the ceasing from all works, because the perfect yogin acts, but acts unmoved by passions and unbound by deeds, setting result aside. Let each man raise the self by soul, not trample down his self. Since soul that is self's friend may grow self's foe. Soul is self's friend when self doth rule over self. But self turns enemy if soul's own self hates self as not itself. The sovereign soul of him who lives self-governed and at peace is centered in itself, taking alike pleasure and pain, heat, cold, glory and shame. He is the yogi. He is yukta, glad with joy of light and truth, dwelling apart upon a peak, with senses subjugate whereto the clod, the rock, the glistening gold show all as one. By this sign he is known, being of equal grace to comrades, friends, chance comers, strangers, lovers, enemies, aliens, and kinsmen, loving all alike, evil or good. Sequestered should he sit, steadfastly meditating, solitary, his thoughts controlled, his passions laid away, quit of belongings, in a fair, still spot having his fixed abode, not too much raised, nor yet too low. Let him abide, his goods a cloth, a deerskin, and the kusa grass. There, setting hoard his mind upon the One, restraining heart and senses, silent, calm, let him accomplish yoga, and achieve pureness of soul, holding immovable body and neck and head, his gaze absorbed upon his nose end, rapt from all around, tranquil in spirit, free of fear, intent upon his brahmacharya vow, devout musing on Me, lost in the thought of Me. That yogin, so devoted, so controlled, comes to the peace beyond, My peace, the peace of high nirvana. But for earthly needs, religion is not his who too much fasts or too much feasts, nor his who sleeps away an idle mind, nor his who wears to waste his strength in vigils. Nay, Arjuna, call that the true piety which most removes earth aches and ills, where one is moderate in eating and in resting, and in sport, measured in wish and act, sleeping betimes, waking betimes for duty. When the man, so living, centers on his soul the thought straitly restrained, untouched internally by stress of sense, then is he yukta. See, steadfast a lamp burns sheltered from the wind. Such is the likeness of the yogi's mind, shut from sense storms and burning bright to heaven. When mind broods placid, soothed with holy wont, when self contemplates self, and in itself hath comfort, when it knows the nameless joy beyond all scope of sense, revealed to soul only to soul, and knowing wavers not, true to the farther truth, when holding this, it deems no other treasure comparable, but, harboured there, cannot be stirred or shook by any gravest grief. Call that state peace, that happy severance yoga. Call that man the perfect yogin. Steadfastly the will must toil thereto, till efforts end in ease, and thought has passed from thinking, shaking off all longings bred by dreams of fame and gain, shutting the doorways of the senses close with watchful ward. So, step by step, it comes to gift of peace assured and heart assuaged. When the mind dwells self-wrapped, and the soul broods cumberless. But as often as the heart breaks, wild and wavering, from control, so oft let him recurb it, let him rein it back to the soul's governance. For perfect bliss grows only in the bosom tranquillized, the spirit passionless, purged from offence, vowed to the Infinite. He who thus vows his soul to the Supreme Soul, quitting sin, passes unhindered to the endless bliss of unity with Brahma. He so vowed, so blended, sees the life soul resident in all things living, and all living things in that life soul contained. And whoso thus discerneth me in all, and all in me, I never let him go, nor loseth he hold upon me. But dwell he where he may, whatever his life, in me he dwells and lives, because he knows and worships me, who dwell in all which lives, and cleaves to me in all. Arjuna, if a man sees everywhere, taught by his own similitude, one life, one essence in the evil and the good, hold him a yogi, yea, well perfected. Arjuna said, Slayer of Madhu, yet again, this yog, this peace, derived from equanimity, made known by thee, I see no fixity therein, no rest, because the heart of men is unfixed. Krishna, rash, tumultuous, wilful and strong, it were all one, I think, to hold the wayward wind as tame man's heart. Krishna said, Hero long-armed, beyond denial, hard man's heart is to restrain, and wavering, yet may it grow restrained by habit. Prince, by want of self-command, this yog, I say, cometh not lightly to the ungoverned ones. But he who will be master of himself shall win it, if he stoutly strive thereto. Arjuna said, And what road goeth he who, having faith, fails, Krishna, in the striving, falling back from holiness, missing the perfect rule? Is he not lost, straying from Brahma's light, like the vain cloud which floats twixt earth and heaven when lightning splits it, and it vanisheth? Fain would I hear thee answer me herein, since, Krishna, none save thou can clear the doubt. Krishna said, He is not lost, thou son of Pritha. No, nor earth nor heaven is forfeit even for him, because no heart that holds one right desire treadeth the road of loss. He who should fail, desiring righteousness, cometh at death unto the region of the just, dwells there measureless years, and being born anew, beginneth life again in some fair home amid the mild and happy. It may chance he doth descend into a yogin house on virtue's breast, but that is rare. Such birth is hard to be obtained on this earth, chief. So hath he back again what heights of heart he did achieve, and so he strives anew to perfectness, with better hope, dear Prince. For by the old desire he is drawn on unwittingly, and only to desire the purity of Yog is to pass beyond the Sabadharma, the spoken Ved. But being Yogi, striving strong and long, purged from transgressions, perfected by births following on births, he plants his feet at last upon the farther path. Such as one ranks above ascetics, higher than the wise, beyond achievers of vast deeds. Be thou Yogi, Arjuna, and of such believe, Truest and best is he who worships me with inmost soul, stayed on my mystery. Here endeth Chapter 6 of the Bhagavad Gita, entitled Atma Sanyama Yoga, or the Book of Religion by Self-Restraint. End of Chapter 6. Recording by Jothi. Chapter 7 of the Song Celestial, or Bhagavad Gita, translated by Sir Arnold. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Jothi. Chapter 7. Krishna said, Learn now, dear Prince, how, if thy soul be set ever on me, still exercising yoga, still making me thy refuge, thou shalt come most surely unto perfect hold of me. I will declare to thee that utmost law, whole and particular, which, when thou knowest, leaveth no more to know here in this world. Of many thousand mortals, one perchance striveth for truth, and of those few that strive, nay, and rise high, one only, here and there, knoweth me, as I am, the very truth. Earth, water, flame, air, ether, life, and mind, and individuality, those eight make up the showing of me manifest. These be my lower nature, learn the higher, whereby, thou valiant one, this universe is, by its principle of life, produced, whereby the worlds of visible things are born as from a yoni. Know, I am that womb. I make and I unmake this universe. Than me there is no other master, prince, no other maker. All these hang on me as hangs a row of pearls upon its string. I am the fresh taste of the water, I the silver of the moon, the gold of the sun, the word of worship in the Vedas, the thrill that passeth in the ether, and the strength of man's shed seed. I am the good sweet smell of the moistened earth. I am the fire's red light, the vital air moving in all which moves, the holiness of hallowed souls, the root undying, whence hath sprung whatever is, the wisdom of the wise, the intellect of the informed, the greatness of the great, the splendor of the splendid. Kunti's son, these am I, free from passion and desire. Yet am I right desire in all who yearn. Chief of the Bharatas, for all those moods, soothfast or passionate or ignorant, which nature frames, deduce from me. But all are merged in me, not I in them. The world, deceived by those three qualities of being, wooteth not me who am outside them all, above them all, eternal. Hard it is to pierce that veil divine of various shows which hideth me, yet they who worship me pierce it and pass beyond. I am not known to evil-doers, nor to foolish ones, nor to the base and churlish, nor to those whose mind is cheated by the show of things, nor those that take the way of the Asuras. Four sorts of mortals know me: he who weeps, Arjuna, and the man who yearns to know, and he who toils to help, and he who sits certain of me, enlightened. Of these four, O Prince of India, highest, nearest, best that last is the devout soul, wise intent upon the One. Dear above all am I to him, and he is dearest unto me. All four are good, and seek me. But mine own, the true of heart, the faithful, stayed on me, taking me as their utmost blessedness. They are not mine, but I, even I myself. At the end of many births to me they come. Yet hard the wise Mahatma is to find, that man who saith, all is Vasudev. There be those, too, whose knowledge, turned aside by this desire or that, gives them to serve some lower gods, with various rites, constrained by that which mouldeth them. Unto all such, worship what shrine they will, what shapes, in faith, it's I who give them faith. I am content. The heart, thus asking favour from its God, darkened but ardent, hath the end it craves, the lesser blessing, but it's I who give. Yet soon is withered what small fruit they reap. Those men of little minds, who worship so, go where they worship, passing with their gods. But mine come unto me. Blind are the eyes which deemeth the unmanifested manifest, not comprehending me in my true self, imperishable, viewless, undeclared, hidden behind my magic veil of shows. I am not seen by all. I am not known, unborn and changeless, to the idle world. But I, Arjuna, know all things which were, and all which are, and all which are to be, albeit not one among them knoweth me. By passion for the pairs of opposites, by those twain snares of like and dislike, Prince, all creatures live bewildered, save some few who, quit of sins, wholly in act, informed, freed from the opposites, and fixed in faith, cleave unto me. Who cleave, who seek in me refuge from birth and death, those have the truth. Those know me, Brahma, know me, Soul of Souls, the Adi Atman, know Karma my work, know I am Adibhuta, Lord of Life, and Adi Daiva, Lord of all the gods, and Adi Yajna, Lord of Sacrifice. Worship me well, with hearts of love and faith, and find and hold me in the hour of death. Here endeth Chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, entitled Vijnana Yoga, or the Book of Religion by Discernment. End of Chapter 7. Recording by Jothi. Chapter 8 of the Song Celestial, or Bhagavad Gita, translated by Sir Arnold. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Jothi. Chapter 8. Arjuna inquired, who is that Brahma? What that Soul of Souls, the Adi Atman? What, thou best of all? Thy work, the Karma? Tell me what it is thou namest Adibhuta. What again means Adidaiva? Yea, and how it comes thou canst be Adidaiva in thy flesh? Slayer of Madhu, further, make me know how good men find thee in the hour of death. Krishna said, I, Brahma, am the one eternal God, and Adi-Atman is my being's name, the Soul of Souls. What goeth forth from me, causing all life to live, is Karma called. And manifested in divided forms, I am the Adibhuta, Lord of lives, and Adidaiva, Lord of all the gods, because I am Purusha who begets, and Adi Yajna, Lord of sacrifice. I, speaking with thee in this body here, am thou embodied One, for all the shrines flame unto me. And at the hour of death, he that hath meditated me alone, and putting off his flesh, comes forth to me, enters into my being, doubt thou not. But if he meditated otherwise at hour of death, in putting off the flesh, he goes to what he looked for, Kunti's son, because the soul is fashioned to its like. Have me then in thy heart always, and fight. Thou too, when heart and mind are fixed on me, shalt surely come to me. All come who cleave with never wavering will of firmest faith, owning none other gods. All come to me, the uttermost Purusha, holiest. Whoso hath known me, Lord of sage and singer, ancient of days, of all the three worlds stay, boundless, but unto every atom bringer of that which quickens it, whoso, I say, hath known my form, which passeth mortal knowing, seen my effulgence, which no eye hath seen, than the sun's burning gold more brightly glowing, dispersing darkness, unto him hath been right life. And in the hour when life is ending, with mind set fast and trustful piety, drawing still breath beneath calm brows unbending, in happy peace that faithful one doth die. In glad peace passeth to Purusha's heaven, the place which they who read the Vedas name Aksharam, ultimate, whereto have striven saints and ascetics. Their road is the same. That way, the highest way, goes he who shuts the gates of all his senses, locks desire safe in his heart, centers the vital airs upon his parting thought, steadfastly set, and murmuring Om, the sacred syllable, emblem of Brahm, dies meditating me. For who, none other gods regarding, looks ever to me, easily am I gained by such a yogi, and attaining me, they fall not, those Mahatmas, back to birth, to life which is the place of pain which ends, but take the way of utmost blessedness. The worlds, Arjuna, even Brahma's world, roll back again from death to life's unrest. But they, O Kunti's son, that reach to me, taste birth no more. If you know Brahma's day, which is 1,000 yugas, if you know the 1,000 yugas making Brahma's night, then know ye day and night as he doth know. When that vast dawn doth break, the invisible is brought anew into the visible. When that deep night doth darken, all which is fades back again to Him who sent it forth. Yea, this vast company of living things, again and yet again produced, expires at Brahma's nightfall, and at Brahma's dawn riseth without its will to life new born. But higher, deeper, innermost, abides another life, not like the life of sense, escaping sight, unchanging. This endures when all created things have passed away. This is that life named the Unmanifest, the Infinite, the All, the Uttermost. Thither arriving, none return. That life is mine, and I am there. And, Prince, by faith which wanders not, there is a way to come thither. I, the Purusha, I who spread the universe around me, in whom dwell all living things, may so be reached and seen. Richer than holy fruit on Vedas growing, greater than gifts, better than prayer or fast, such wisdom is. The yogi, this way knowing, comes to the utmost perfect peace at last. Here endeth Chapter 8 of the Bhagavad Gita, entitled Akshara Parabrahm Yog, or the Book of Religion by Devotion to the One Supreme God. End of Chapter 8. Recording by Jothi. Chapter 9 of the Song Celestial, or Bhagavad Gita, translated by Sir Arnold. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Jothi. Chapter 9. Krishna said, Now will I open unto thee, whose heart rejects not, that last lore, deepest concealed, that farthest secret of my heavens and earths, which but to know shall set thee free from ills, a royal lore, a kingly mystery. Yea, for the soul such light as purgeth it from every sin, a light of holiness with inmost splendour shining, plain to see, easy to walk by, inexhaustible. They that receive not this, failing in faith to grasp the greater wisdom, reach not Me, destroyer of thy foes. They sink anew into the realm of flesh, where all things change. By Me the whole vast universe of things is spread abroad. By Me, the Unmanifest. In Me are all existences contained, not I in them. Yet they are not contained, those visible things. Receive and strive to embrace the mystery majestical. My being, creating all, sustaining all, still dwells outside of all. See, as the shoreless airs move in the measureless space, but are not space, and space were space without the moving airs, so all things are in Me, but are not I. At the closing of each Kalpa, Indian Prince, all things which be back to My being come at the beginning of each Kalpa, all issue new born from Me. By energy and help of Prakriti, My outer self, again and yet again I make go forth the realms of visible things, without their will, all of them by the power of Prakriti. Yet these great makings, Prince, involve Me not, enchain Me not. I sit apart from them, other and higher and free, no wise attached. Thus doth the stuff of worlds moulded by Me bring forth all that which is, moving or still, living or lifeless. Thus the worlds go on. The minds untaught mistake Me, veiled in form, not see they of My secret presence, not of My hid nature. Ruling all which lives, vain hopes pursuing, vain deeds doing, fed on vainest knowledge, senselessly they seek an evil way, the way of brutes and fiends. But My Mahatmas, those of noble soul who tread the path of celestial, worship Me with hearts unwandering, knowing Me the source, the eternal source of life. Unendingly they glorify Me, seek Me, keep their vows of reverence and love, with changeless faith adoring Me. Yea, and those too adore, who, offering sacrifice of wakened hearts, have sense of one pervading Spirit's stress, one force in every place, though manifold. I am the sacrifice, I am the prayer, I am the funeral cake set for the dead, I am the healing herb, I am the ghee, the mantra and the flame, and that which burns. I am of all this boundless universe the father, mother, and sister, and guard, the end of learning, that which purifies in lustral water. I am Om. I am Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajurveda, the way, the fosterer, the Lord, the judge, the witness, the abode, the refuge house, the friend, the fountain and the sea of life which sends and swallows up, treasure of worlds and treasure chamber, seed and seed sower whence endless harvests spring. Sun's heat is mine, heaven's rain is mine to grant or to withhold. Death am I, and immortal life I am. Arjuna, Sat and Asat, visible life and life invisible. Yea, those who learn the threefold Veds, who drink the Soma wine, purge sins, pay sacrifice, from me they earn passage to Swarga, where the meats divine of great gods feed them in high Indira's heaven. Yet they, when that prodigious joy is o'er, paradise spent, and wage for merits given, come to the world of death, and change once more. They had their recompense, they stored their treasure, following the threefold Scripture and its writ. Who seeketh such gaineth the fleeting pleasure of joy which comes and goes. I grant them it. But to those blessed ones who worship Me, turning not otherwise, with minds set fast, I bring assurance of full bliss beyond. Nay, and of hearts which follow other gods in simple faith, their prayers arise to Me, O Kunti's son, though they prayed wrongfully. For I am the receiver and the Lord of every sacrifice, which these know not rightfully, so they fall to earth again. Who follow gods go to their gods. Who vow their soul to Pithras go to Pithras. Minds to evil Bhutas given o'er sing to the Bhutas. And whoso loveth Me cometh to Me. Whoso shall offer Me in faith and love a leaf, a flower, a fruit, water poured forth, that offering I accept, lovingly made with pious will. Whatever thou diest, Prince, eating or sacrificing, giving gifts, praying or fasting, let it all be done for Me as Mine. So shalt thou free thyself from Karma Bandh, the chain which holdeth men to good and evil issue. So shalt come safe unto Me, when thou art quit of flesh by faith and abdication joined to Me. I am alike for all. I know not hate, I know not favour. What is made is Mine. But them that worship Me with love, I love. They are in Me, and I in them. Nay, Prince, if one of evil life turn in his thought straightly to Me, count him amidst the good. He hath the high way chosen. He shall grow righteous ere long. He shall attain that peace which changes not. Thou Prince of India, be certain none can perish trusting Me. O Pritha's son, whoso will turn to Me, though they be born from the very womb of sin, woman or man, sprung of the Vaishya caste, or lowly disregarded Sudra, all plant foot upon the highest path. How then the holy Brahmins and my royal saints? Ah, ye who into this ill world are come, fleeting and false, set your faith fast on Me. Fix heart and thought on Me. Adore Me. Bring offerings to Me. Make Me prostrations. Make Me your supremest joy, and undivided, unto my rest your spirits shall be guided. Here ends Chapter 9 of the Bhagavad Gita, entitled Rajavidya Rajaguhaya Yog, or the Book of Religion by the Kingly Knowledge and the Kingly Mystery. End of Chapter 9. Recording by Jothi. Chapter 10 of the Song Celestial, or Bhagavad Gita, translated by Sir Arnold. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Jothi. Chapter 10. Krishna said, Hear farther yet, thou long-armed Lord. These latest words I say, uttered to bring thee bliss and peace, who lovest me alway. Not the great company of gods nor kingly rishis know my nature, who have made the gods and rishis long ago. He only knoweth, only he is free of sin and wise, who seeth me, Lord of the worlds, with fate enlightened eyes, unborn, undying, unbegun. Whatever natures be to mortal men disturbed, those natures spring from me. Intellect, skill, enlightenment, endurance, self-control, truthfulness, equability, and grief or joy of soul, and birth and death, and fearfulness, and fearlessness, and shame, and honor, and sweet harmlessness, and peace which is the same. Whatever befalls, and mirth, and tears, and piety, and thrift, and wish to give, and will to help, all cometh of my gift. The 7 chief saints, the elders 4, the lordly Manus set, sharing my work to rule the worlds, these two did I beget. And Rishis, Pitris, Manus, all by one thought of my mind. Thence did arise to fill this world the races of mankind. Wherefrom, who comprehends my reign of mystic majesty, that truth of truths is thenceforth linked in faultless faith to me. Yea, knowing me the source of all, by me all creatures wrought, the wise in spirit cleave to me, into my being brought, hearts fixed on me, breaths breathed to me, praising me, each to each. So have they happiness and peace, with pious thought and speech, and unto these, thus serving well, thus loving ceaselessly, I give a mind of perfect mood, whereby they draw to me, and all for love of them within their darkened souls I dwell, and with bright rays of wisdom's lamp their ignorance dispel. Arjuna said, Yes, thou art Parabrahm, the high abode, the great purification. Thou art God eternal, all creating, holy, first, without beginning, Lord of lords and gods, declared by all saints, by Narada, Vyasa Asita, and Devalas, and hear thyself declaring unto me. What thou hast said now know I to be truth, O Keshava, that neither gods nor men nor demons comprehend thy mystery made manifest, divinest. Thou thyself alone dost know, Maker supreme, Master of all the living, Lord of gods, King of the universe. To thee alone belongs to tell the heavenly excellence of those perfections wherewith thou dost fill these worlds of thine. Pervading, immanent, how shall I learn supremest mystery? To know thee, though I muse continually, under what form of thine unnumbered forms mayest thou be grasped? Yet again recount, clear and complete, thy great appearances, the secrets of thy majesty and might, thou high delight of men! Never enough can mine ears drink the Amrit of such words. Krishna said, Hanta, so be it, Guru Prince. I will to thee unfold some portions of my majesty, whose powers are manifold. I am the Spirit, seated deep in every creature's heart. From me they come, by me they live, at my word they depart. Vishnu of the Adityas I am, those lords of light, Marichi of the Maruts, the kings of storm and blight. By day I gleam, the golden sun of burning cloudless noon. By night, amid the asterisms I glide, the dappled moon. Of Vedas I am Samaved, of gods in Indira's heaven Vasava, of the faculties to living beings given, the mind which apprehends and thinks, of Rudras Shankara, of Yakshas and of Rakshasas, Vitesh and Pavaka of Vasus, and of mountain peaks Meru, Virahaspati know me mid planetary powers, mid warriors heavenly Skanda. Of all the water floods the sea which drinketh each, and Birigu of the holy saints, and Om of sacred speech. Of prayers, the prayer you whisper of hills Himala's snow, and Aswatha the fig tree, of all the trees that grow. Of the Devarishis, Narada, and Chitrath of them that sing in heaven, and Kapila of Munis, and the gem of flying steeds, Uchashvaras from Amrit wave which burst, of elephants Airavata, of males the best and first, of weapons heaven's hot thunderbolt, of cows white Kamaduk, from whose great milky udder teats all heart's desires are stroke. Vasuki of the serpent tribes, round Mandaras entwined, and thousand-fanged Ananta, on whose broad coils reclined leans Vishnu, and of water things Varuna, Aryam of Pitris, and of those that judge Yama, the judge I am. Of Daityas dread Prahalada, of what meters days and years, time's self I am. Woodland beasts, buffaloes, deers, and bears, the lordly painted tiger, of birds the vast Garud, the whirlwind mid the winds, mid chiefs Rama with blood imbrued, Makars mid fishes of the sea, and Ganges mid the streams. Yea, first and last, the centre of all which is or seems I am. Arjuna, wisdom supreme of what is wise, words on the uttering lips I am, and eyesight of the eyes, and A of written characters, Dvandva of knitted speech, and endless life and boundless love, whose power sustaineth each, and bitter death which seizes all, and joyous sudden birth which brings to light all beings that ought to be on earth. And of the viewless virtues, fame, fortune, song am I, and memory, and patience, and craft, and constancy. Of Vedic hymns the Virahastam, of meters Gayatri, of months the Margasrisha, of all the seasons three the flower-wreathed spring. In Dicer's play the conquering double eight, the splendour of the splendid, and the greatness of the great. Victory I am, and action, and the goodness of the good, and Vasudeva of Vrishni's race, and of this Pandu brood, thyself, yea, my Arjuna, thyself, for thou art mine. Of poets Usana, of saints Vyasa, sage divine, the policy of conquerors, the potency of kings, the great unbroken silence in learning's secret things, the lore of all the learned, the seed of all which springs, living or lifeless, still or stirred, whatever beings be, none of them is in all the worlds, but it exists by me. Nor tongue can tell, Arjuna, nor end of telling come of these my boundless glories, whereof I teach thee some. For wheresoever is wondrous work, and majesty, and might, from me hath all proceeded. Receive thou this aright? Yet how shouldst thou receive, O Prince, the vastness of this word? I, who am all, and made it all, abide its separate Lord. Here endeth Chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita, entitled Vibhuti Yoga, or the Book of Religion by the Heavenly Perfections. End of Chapter 10. Recording by Jothi.